Lovable says it has crossed $500 million in annualized revenue run rate. It also says people are creating roughly 1 million new projects on the platform every week. And the pitch is almost absurdly simple. Describe an app in plain English, wait a few minutes, and get working software. But $500 million does not mean Lovable has already collected that amount in cash this year. It is a company-reported run rate based on its current revenue pace. Still, the growth is extraordinary. The interesting question is no longer whether Lovable can generate an app. It can. The question is what happens after the impressive demo is over. So I gave Lovable a specific job. I asked it to build a customer feedback dashboard with user accounts, priority filters, customer records, and an analytics page. The first attempt captured both the magic and the limitation. Lovable turned a paragraph into a polished product interface far faster than I could have built it manually. But getting from the prompt to something I could actually test took more than the highlight reel suggests. There was waiting, an account flow, and several moments where I had to check whether a feature was functional or merely looked complete. That distinction matters. A convincing interface is a great prototype. A business depends on what the interface can reliably do. Lovable grew out of GPT Engineer, an open-source project launched by Anton Osika and his team in 2023. The original product expected developers to work in a terminal. Lovable moved the experience into a browser and aimed it at people who understood a problem but could not traditionally build the solution. That dramatically expands the market. A marketer, consultant, designer, student, or small business owner no longer has to begin with a developer, a large budget, or months of planning. They can begin with a description. Research published by Lovable says around 80% of its builders identify as non-technical. It also says 8 in 10 survey respondents intend to monetize what they build. Starting software has become a mass-market activity. The business model captures that activity at several stages. Customers use credits while asking Lovable to build and revise an application. Those credits can also cover Lovable Cloud and AI features used inside deployed apps. Teams share a workspace, while business and enterprise customers pay for additional governance and support. That creates a powerful expansion path. A user starts with a cheap experiment. If it becomes useful, the user spends more improving it. If it gains traffic, it consumes infrastructure and AI. If a company adopts it, Lovable can sell permissions, security controls, and organizational support. In other words, Lovable does not only want to charge for creating the app. It wants to keep earning money while the app is running. And that is where the catch begins. Generating version 1 is only the opening move in a software business. A real application has changing requirements, authentication, customer data, payments, third-party integrations, support tickets, dependency updates, and users who will discover every edge case the original prompt missed. The more successful the app becomes, the less its owner can treat it like a disposable prototype. Lovable has added cloud infrastructure, security reviews, GitHub synchronization, workspace controls, and enterprise governance. Those features are important, but they also reveal where the difficulty has moved. The bottleneck is no longer producing enough code to launch something. It is understanding, securing, and operating the system after launch. Security makes that difference concrete. Lovable describes automatic checks before publishing, deeper reviews, dependency scanning, and workspace controls. Those safeguards can reduce risk. They do not guarantee that every generated application is ready to handle sensitive data or paying customers. The April 2026 incident report published by Lovable described a permission failure affecting public projects. According to the company, an authenticated user with a public project link could potentially access chat history and source code during the affected period. Lovable said private projects and Lovable Cloud were not affected, and that it fixed the issue within 2 hours of the public report. The lesson is not that Lovable can never be secure. It is that easier creation does not remove operational responsibility. This is why the claim of 1 million new projects every week is both powerful and incomplete. It tells us that people love starting. It does not tell us how many projects still have active users after 90 days, how many generate revenue, how many are abandoned, or how much work is required to keep them reliable. The Build Economy report from Lovable says payment data on the platform is still early. It highlights users reaching meaningful revenue, but it does not publish a platform-wide project survival or abandonment rate. That is not evidence that the projects are failing. It means the most important long-term metric is still unknown. Software creation may be exploding, while durable software businesses remain much harder to produce. My conclusion is that the reported $500 million run rate from Lovable is not interesting because AI can draw another dashboard. It is interesting because Lovable found a new customer for software development, the person who understands a problem but could not previously build the solution. That is a real and enormous shift. But the long-term value of Lovable will depend on whether it can convert project creation into project survival. Maintenance, security, integrations, reliability, and real customer demand need to become almost as approachable as the first prompt. If Lovable succeeds, it could become an application platform for an entirely new class of builders. If it does not, it may still generate millions of impressive prototypes, while the hardest parts of software remain stubbornly human.